ball game. Them like that stay poppin'. Forget the game, ain't nobody watching. Southern Grambling by you classic band stay rockin'. Dance line grooving to the music, moving.
Thank you for all those who have joined for the HBCU Lunch and Learn. We hope you enjoyed that Divine Nine Unity video, and we will begin shortly.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Audra Brown. Ward, and I am the president of Tau Epsilon Omega Chapter of Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to the first event of our HBCU week, our HBCU Lunch and Learn. I am very excited about this event. It is normally held during the school year at a school where we are able to provide lunch, but in a virtual world, we have had to pivot and do something different. And I'm excited about that because we were able to increase our impact by having a lot more people present at this event than we might normally have. So first of all, I want to thank the members of Tau Epsilon Omega Chapter for being present with us this afternoon. I would like to thank our HBCU committee for all of their hard work and planning. And I would like to thank our Vice President and our program chair, Mrs. Suzette Lassane, for her leadership in this entire endeavor. Welcome to all of our students. This is a time where you can learn about HBCUs, you can ask questions, and you can learn something new. So I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity to learn something new and have some lunch with us as well. So thank you and enjoy the afternoon.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Mrs. Audra Brown Ward, our president from Tau Epsilon Omega, for your welcoming words. My name is Ms. Suzette Lassane. I will serve as your facilitator for this event. I am so thrilled with the energy and the acceptance of those on the call, the attendees, to learn more about our HBCUs. We are excited. Just a few logistics. If you are just joined the room, please put your phone on mute so we can have the optimal audio. Do show up on video. We would love to see your face. It is not a requirement. But if you do have questions pertinent to the discussion, do drop them in the chat. We will be moderating the chat as well by two members of the organization. And without further ado, let me introduce the following presenters. Ms. Gail Bullock, Ms. Valerie Walton, and Mrs. Ray Warner. They will all be talking a little more about HBCUs, and they're just going to go in order. So you guys can begin. Thank you again for your attendance to the event.
Mrs. Bullock, you're on mute.
Ms. Gail Bullock still on. We have no
Okay, I got it off.
audio.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. The mission of HBCUs was to ensure African Americans were educated and trained to be productive citizens in society. Mostly, they became educators and trade focused on agriculture due to this being a farming era. So they were farming a lot. So that was really, really pertinent during that time as well. Our first HBCU was named the African Institute. It started before Reconstruction during the 1863, 1877. It was located in Pennsylvania. It's now named Cheyney University of Pennsylvania. It was established on February the 27th, 1837. There's another important event that occurred during this time. The 14th Amendment was ratified in 1870. This was giving African American the right to vote in American election. There are more than 100 historically Black colleges and universities in the United States. All of them are mostly located in states where slavery was during the Civil War in Southern United States. Most of the schools were started by Methodist or Baptist church affiliation. The state of Alabama has the most HBCUs. There are 14 to be exact. This gives us many opportunities to attend one of these great institutions. At this time, Ms. Stephanie Jones will now draw names for prizes.
Hello and welcome again, everyone. I have the pleasure of drawing our first prize, and actually, we are excited to announce that it is going to be the first one to have registered for our Lunch and Learn, and that person is Leah Crawford. Is Leah Crawford on the line? Leah Crawford, congratulations. If you are present, please enter your Cash App, PayPal, or any method you would like to receive your monies for your prize. Again, Leah Crawford. Everyone give Leah a thumbs up. And thank you for being the very first out of our students to register for the Lunch and Learn. Mrs. Bullock, I will turn it back over to you. You're still on mute.
At this time, our next facilitator will be Mrs. Ray Warner.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Bullock. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so glad that you all are here with us this afternoon to talk about our wonderful HBCUs. I'm gonna list, as you see here, our the 2020 top 25 HBCUs. And I'll go ahead and name them. I know that you all can read them, but I'll go ahead and name them really quickly. Number one is Spelman College. Well, actually, let me go from the bottom to the top. So that way we can have our number one spot highlighted. So number 25 is Bowie State University. Number 23, they are tied. So as you see, two number 23s, Alcorn State University, which is in Alcorn, Mississippi, and Fayetteville State University. We have Virginia State University at number 21, tied with Prairie View A&M University in the great state of Texas. We have number 19 tied, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and Lincoln University. Now there are two Lincoln Universities. This Lincoln University is the Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. Tied for number 17 is Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi, and Winston-Salem State University located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Number 16 is Tougaloo College in Tougaloo, Mississippi. Number 15 is Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. Number 13 is Delaware State University, tied with Clark Atlanta University, which I am representing today, proud graduate, two-time graduate of Clark Atlanta University, located in Atlanta, Georgia, of course. Number 12, thank you, I'm sorry. Tied for number 11 is Dillard University in New Orleans, Louisiana, and North Carolina Central University, of course, in North Carolina, in the city of Raleigh, North Carolina. We have number 9 tied, Claflin University, located in South Carolina, and Fisk University, located in Nashville, Tennessee. We have number 8, Tuskegee University in Tuskegee, Alabama, and Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida. We have a few Rattlers in the room. Number 6 is North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. Number 4, tied, Morehouse College, located here in Atlanta, Georgia, and Hampton University, located in Hampton, Virginia. Number 3, Xavier University of Louisiana. Number 2, Howard University in Washington, D.C. And the number 1 spot is held by Spelman College right here in Atlanta, Georgia. So those are your top 25 HBCUs. So next I'm going to talk about the population and the benefits of attending an HBCU. And I do want to point out really quickly again, the picture that you see here are members of the Divine Nine at Clark Atlanta University, all right? We took that picture back in 2007. But we want to talk about the benefits and the population of Clark at HBCUs. HBCU student populations are smaller than predominantly white institutions, ordinarily, okay? Now, there are some that are HBCUs that are large public universities, and there could be some that are larger than some of the smaller predominantly white universities, okay? Class sizes are smaller, which means students can build longer lasting relationships with professors. At HBCUs, there is a family atmosphere that exists among students and faculty members. When you visit and when you tour campuses, usually, I'm sorry, just putting this in there. When you tour the campuses, most of the time you can feel that family atmosphere when you're on those campuses. So it's a good opportunity for you all when it is available to tour the campuses of our HBCUs. So next I'm going to talk about North Carolina A&T State University. North Carolina A&T, or NCA&T as you would see, is the largest HBCU with approximately 12,556 students. Now, there just was a report that came out just a week or so ago that actually now has Florida A&M tied with North Carolina A&T State as the largest. North Carolina A&T is the #1 public HBCU ranked among national universities in U.S. News, which again, wanting to let you all know that now they are tied with Florida A&M. North Carolina A&T is the #2 producer of undergraduates in engineering. I will now turn it over to Stephanie Jones, who will do our prizes.
Get ready. I hope everyone's listening attentively, not only to the information, which is great, but also for your name. Will today be your lucky day to win a good prize? So we have a question, and hopefully everyone knows how to utilize the chat function in Zoom. So I'll give you a quick second to get ready, to get those keyboard fingers ready. And we have our first question of the afternoon. How many HBCUs are there currently? The first to have the correct answer in the chat wins a prize. Oh, I'm seeing 25. We put the number up. We put the number up. I love the engagement. Thank you, students. We'll give you about 10 more seconds.
So we did have Shoni Williams.
Okay. Shoni Williams was the first to answer correctly at 101. Shoni Williams, please take this opportunity to put your information in the chat, and everyone give her a big round of applause. Ooh. Again, put your information in the chat and we will see to it that you win you receive your lovely prize today. Mrs. Warner, I will turn it back over to you.
All righty, so I do believe, is Miss Valerie ready to do our Common Black College app? How to apply?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Glad to be here. And so as we kick this portion off, the last of the slide presentations coming up here, there is a common app that is available for all Black colleges. And so you will pay a one-time application fee that will allow you to apply to the various schools that are listed here. There are some that are considered private institutions, and so some of the processes may be a little different, but be sure to certainly look into the Common App that will be able to provide you with additional information, and so that you can apply and also save money as you're looking at various schools. And so tuition costs, we all know that it does cost to attend school, but as we look at it, college education is certainly an investment into your future. And so, of course, once you have that investment in place, no one can take it away from you. And so again, there are various scholarships out there, awards and programs that are available to those who choose to attend HBCUs. When you're in your high school years, hopefully as we at some point matriculate back into, and it may be also some virtual offerings as well, you will have those representatives that will come out from those institutions, and they will also share with you the processes for applying for scholarships, awards, and programs, because some of them may be specific to their school that they may have available. So make sure that you look into those various programs. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. And so again, financial aid is a process, it is a qualifications program. And so certainly make sure that you look into any financial aid that is available for you. And certainly there, some HBCUs have some significantly lower prices or costs for tuition comparable to other colleges that don't specialize in educating Blacks. And so again, be diligent and make sure that you look into the various programs that are available across the board, and then also that may be specific to various institutions that you may be interested in. And so we want to consider this. And so this is from a national consensus study that was done back in 2018, just to give you a frame of mind to think about as you're wondering or pondering or definitely looking forward to going to college, and again looking back on that investment for college education. And so we all know that it's it's becoming harder to earn a higher degree in this to earn higher earnings rather in this country without a college degree. Sometimes it can also make it a little difficult as you start your careers after college and look towards retirement. And I know most of you are probably not there yet, but I know there are financial goals that you would be interested in. And so here is just a study to talk about, without a high school diploma, the average annual salary could be around $26K a year. With a high school diploma, it could be around $32,000 a year. And then with an undergraduate degree, of course, you see there is an upward trend in monetary earnings of around $800 a year. And so just consider this and take this in consideration as you're thinking about attending school and your investment. And so as we compare HBCUs versus PWI, Gallup, which is a company that does surveys all the time, they find that 55% of HBCU graduates say their college prepared them for post-college life, versus 29% of non-HBCU graduates. 40% of HBCU graduates are thriving financially compared to only 29% of those who went to non-HBCUs. Graduates of HBCUs tend to remain friends and celebrate homecoming festivities yearly. I can certainly attest to that. Again, going back to one of the previous slides where there's a smaller community and smaller classroom sizes. And so on your campuses, or those campuses, you are allotted to form those friendships. And oftentimes you do remain friends over the years. And then HBCU graduates have similar experience, even though we are miles apart. And so we have some famous HBCU alums here. I'm sure there are definitely some names, and I'm sorry, you see the name, you know the names and the faces that jump out with you. Certainly our dear Chadwick Boseman, Howard University grad, Oprah Winfrey, Tennessee State, our illustrious Supreme Basilisk, Tennessee State, And then Samuel Jackson, Booker T. Washington, the founder of my college, Tuskegee University, Martin Luther King, and many others. And so at this point, I believe this ends my portion of the presentation. Thank you all for attending.
So we'll now turn it over to Ms. Stephanie Jones again for our prizes.
Aren't you loving it? Look at how we're just coming back to back with some great information and prizes. You are in the right place today. So we have a spontaneous question. Get those keyboard fingers ready. I'll give you a second. All right. You saw a picture of famous persons who had attended HBCUs. What HBCU did billionaire Oprah Winfrey attend? It's the first to answer in the chat. First to answer in the chat. What do we have, ladies?
We have Kenneth Winfrey. Is that, are you a relative? Kenneth Winfrey, Kenneth?
Wonderful.
Yes.
Congratulations, Kenneth. Oh, wonderful.
I said, I wish.
I wish, right?
These answers are coming quickly, Stephanie. Ms. Jones, these are coming very quickly, Ms. Jones.
We got a smart group here. We got a smart group. That being said, we'd like to take this opportunity to award our second registrant a cash prize. So I think it's Jerron Johnson. Is it Jerron Johnson? If you are still in attendance, please put your information in the chat. We can't thank you enough for being the second registrant for our Lunch and Learn today. You are a prize winner. Guys, gotta come on. We got some good stuff coming. Wait till the end when we get to the grand prize. It's gonna get competitive, so keep those ears open. I will turn it back over to you, Mrs. Warner. And again, please put your accurate Cash App information in the chat. We cannot be responsible if you left off any of the characters or anything like that. We will try to get those monies to you rapidly. Thank you.
All right, so thank you, Ms. Jones, Mrs. Jones. So quickly, if those of you all who have won, we have Leah Crawford, Shawnee Williams, or Shawnee, I do apologize, Kenneth Winfrey, and Jaron Johnson. If you all could send in the chat, you can send it privately if you would like. We need your Cash App or your PayPal information. You can send it privately if you want, or if you want to do it publicly, somebody else may bless you. I get it, I understand. But you all can send that to us so that way we can get you your prize. Thank you, Mrs. Jones. So we're gonna go ahead and go to our Ultimate Drum Major Battle 3 video.
Caesar. It's the Third Coast Outlaws, Devin Pretty Boy Cash, and head drum major Gio Prodigy Sincere. You don't have to call them casting, because they're doing it Texas style and bringing it all the way down to the ground. Don't try this at home. You just might break your back. Give it up. There's no better song to start off with. Like Bruno Mars says, we're dripping with finesse.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for what you all came to see. Excellence, precision, discipline, and musicianship. Arch makers from Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. D'Angelo Rowe, a.k.a. Sir Huncho Groove, and from Savannah, Georgia. Mr. McKinley Bentley, a.k.a. Bootmaster Flex. Gentlemen, it's showtime.
Let's talk about Grammarly, the digital writing assistant more than 20 million people use to get.
Mrs. Lassane, we'll turn it over to you.
Yes, yes, yes. Is there a slide, the scholarship slide coming up?
Write confidently, knowing that Grammarly is there to help you share your perspective. Download today at Grammarly.com.
Just a second here, we're still hearing some of the audio, wonderful. Well, while we're getting the slide up, it is my pleasure.
We all know processes are important for running a business. We learned that in school, right? Well, what if there was a place to not only create.
Wonderful. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Miss Raquel Hill. Raquel was raised and born in Brooklyn, New York. She's a graduate of Duke University with a BSE in biomedical engineering. She's a former Atlanta Public School high school teacher. She founded the Early Bird program, and that program is designed to support students and their parents in navigating the college admissions process. She is a graduate of the University of Rochester with an MSc in biomedical engineering. After graduating, she began implantable medical devices, working for a company that began programming implantable medical devices for a Fortune 500 company. She is a former founding director of the College Access for Nonprofits in Atlanta. She currently lives in College Park with her husband. We are thrilled to have Raquel with us to share with you some important information around the scholarship process.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Can everyone hear me? Wonderful.
Yes.
So thank you all for having me. Oh, wonderful. I love your engagement. So thank you all for having me today. I am here to just talk to you. We've seen a lot of wonderful schools, but we know that going to college is expensive. So we're going to go through how to make those schools affordable. And so as you've seen, and sort of I'll walk through each of the scholarships, but I'm also going to pause. You can take a screenshot since it'll be a lot of information at once. And you may want to save this to discuss with your family, share with some friends, but we'll go through these scholarships and why they're important and how they can be applicable for you. The first actual scholarship we'll discuss is the Do Something Brick Award. The reason I love this scholarship, it's for anyone under the age of 18. So I think Misha is how you pronounce it. You're in 7th grade. You can apply now. Anyone who's under the age of 18, you can start applying, and there's no essay required. They only want you to be doing community service and giving back to the community that you live in. This scholarship, as you see, it's at the top. It has the soonest due date. It opens very early, but it'll be closing on September 30th. So if you've already been doing community service, it's a great way to brag on yourself and submit it soon. The next scholarship we have is the Coca-Cola Scholarship. This one is only offered for high school seniors. So if you're a senior right now, this is the time for you. It is based on merit, so what your grades are academically, and it is due in about a month and change. One of the great resources that I've linked here is an Instagram account for CG Consulting 08. And Chantel George actually had a session on Wednesday where she talked with some of the leadership of Coca-Cola Scholars, and they talked about what they're looking for in candidates this year. So definitely check out the video because it'll help inform your application as you go through that process this year. The next scholarship is the Posse Scholarship or the Posse Foundation. What's important about Posse is that you can't just jump on the website and apply for yourself. You have to be nominated. So this is one of the important scholarships that you have to start really early. They will allow nominations from a high school counselor or a community-based organization. So if you're in a particular group, they can nominate you, and you'll be nominated the spring of your junior year. So if you're a junior now, it's time to start those conversations. If you're a freshman, if you're a sophomore, if you're even younger, this is a time to put it on the radar, put it on your calendar that you want to keep tapping your counselor and say, I really want to apply to Posse. Can you nominate me when that application rolls around? The important thing to know with this, though, is you have to attend one of the scholarship schools. So instead of being able to attend all or any school of your choosing, you would have to attend a Posse Scholar or Posse Foundation partner school. And I'm just going to jump in the chat. You can get multiple nominations. It won't matter if you have multiple because they're only going to just see if someone has nominated you, and that will allow the application to open for you to start that process of trying to become a Posse Scholar. The application process is very rigorous and there are a lot of interviews. So it'll be key for you to understand your story, take a lot of pride in it, and then be able to present that strongly and confidently to the selection committee. The next application we have is the Mcdonald Acer Scholarship. This is for high school seniors who have a minimum GPA and at least one parent must be of Hispanic heritage. However, McDonald also has another scholarship program where it's open to high school seniors, college students, and returning college students who have worked for that company for longer than 90 days. This is a similar initiative that Burger King, Chick-fil-A, a lot of companies are opening it because they realize that part-time employment of around 15 hours a week is necessary to pay the bills for going to college. So they are helping in sort of making it to mutually beneficial. You work for us and they will help work and send funding so that you can continue going to the school of your dreams. Any questions on this slide thus far?
Yes, we did have a question. There was
No
a question
problem.
to say, can you get multiple nominations? Shakaya asked that question. Can you get multiple nominations?
Great question, Chakai. And you're probably asking about that Posse Scholarship. So just to confirm, yes, you can. Multiple people can nominate you, which would look great. There are a lot of people vouching for your talent and how and who you are. But once you have that one, and at least one, that will open the application for you to start navigating the scholarship opportunities. Is it possible to get a copy of the scholarship slide? I am not sure if these slides will be shared out afterwards, but I do know that you can take a screenshot right now so that you'll have all of this information, and then you can save it for your own record. So we'll actually pause so you can copy it, and then we'll move to the next slide. All right, so we can move to the next slide, but I think two questions just popped up. Are you able to do something? Oh, sorry.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
was going to
Ms.
say,
Warner.
Ms. Hill, that we're managing the chat for you, so you don't have to manage it, so you don't have to.
Perfect. Okay. I was like
Yes.
balancing them both, but I'm like, I really appreciate that, Ms.
Yes,
Warner.
we have it
And to
for you.
Marlon, your question, you can, I would look into the Do Something BRIC Scholarship or the BRIC Award. Some conditions do apply. I'm not sure that they will allow you to win it multiple times. It's around $5,000. But what they will allow you to do is that funding will then be dispersed later on. So if you are a 7th grader and 8th grader now, they're not going to give you the money, and then in 4 or 5 years, you may not have it anymore. You may have spent it on some Christmas gifts. But you may actually they'll save it so they can send it over to your to your school. And as for taking a screenshot, definitely reach out so they may be able to send these slides later. So we can move on to the next.
Really quickly, I'm sorry, Ms. Hill. So students or anyone else who is here, you all can take a picture with your phone if you have a phone available. You can also take a picture with your phone if you cannot do a screenshot, if you're able to do that.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next set of scholarships. The Bonner Scholars Program, very similar to Posse. This program offers a scholarship to a particular university. There are a lot of HBCUs that are partners with the Bonner Scholars, and I actually have had students who've used this scholarship to attend Spelman. So there's a lot of potential with the Bonner Scholars Program because there are fewer limitations than Posse, where you can pick and learn more about the schools that you're interested in. There are two things of extreme importance. One, you have to do 10 hours per week of community service to stay in good standing with this scholarship program. So it's not something that you just sort of get the money like in other programs and then you can use it and apply it for school, but there's no connection to the program. They still want you to continue investing in the community, and you will still have to do community service. The second is it's only for seniors who've demonstrated a financial need. As you get through the college application process, there are a lot of different pieces that come together. One of the most important ones is applying for financial aid, which through that you'll be able to qualify for the Bonner Scholars Program. The next scholarship is the Achieve Atlanta Scholarship Program. If you are a high school junior and you're going into your senior year, or if you're younger than that and are at least in an Atlanta Public Schools high school junior and senior year, the spring of your senior year, you can actually apply for the Achieve Atlanta Scholarship. And they will provide funding for both a 2-year, a 4-year, and if you've already gotten a full ride scholarship, they will still give you some additional funding on top. And again, you will need to show financial need by completing the FAFSA. The next one is, I put Posse Scholarship twice. That is how excited I am about Posse. I've had some students who've really been able to go through Posse and not have any debt when they've walked out of school. But let's jump to the Gloria Barron. This one is important because it has students, again, below the age of 18, but as young as 8. So if you are doing anything where over the course of a year you've shown service and you've engaged with your community, you can apply for the scholarship. It has not opened as yet, so if you want to jump to the website now, you can start learning a bit more about the scholarship and prepare yourself and prepare your statement for when you start to write the essays explaining how amazing you are when the application opens in January. And last but not least, there's the Equitable Excellence Scholarship Program. This one is extremely exciting because you can apply starting now until December, and they are giving out $10,000. But the key is they're only limiting it to 10,000 applicants. So it's a first come, first serve opportunity. You can go in, do the application as soon as you find out that it opened just 18 days ago, so there's still time. But you really want to jump into this scholarship because what it actually offers is the opportunity to get your funding in at an earlier rate. Some scholarships wait to announce and to wait to award the funding in the spring. And at that time, it can limit your options when you and your parents start deciding which school is best for you. This scholarship, since it opens and closes in the fall with their announcement, you have a better understanding of what your financial aid package is. And then you can actually make a more informed decision once you move on to deciding what school you'd like to attend. I'm going to pause again here so that you can take a screenshot if you would like, but if there are any questions, please feel free to send them in the chat.
We don't have any questions at this time, Ms. Hill.
Wonderful. So in closing, we can jump to the next slide. I am, as I shared, as it was introduced, a college access success coach. And so what I have worked on and what I have supported students with is that full application process, one-on-one coaching and engaging students to understand how the process works, what can be done, and how it is that we can really empower you that when you're in an interview, when you're writing your personal statement, and what it is that you're presenting outward is the best possible image and best possible representation of yourself. So whether it's the academics, trying to figure out, hey, I'm a sophomore, what classes should I be taking? Or maybe I'm even younger and I want to start looking into how to represent myself with applications or with essays. I work through all of that with you and your family with one-on-one coaching and group coaching to make sure that you have what you need. So again, I'm going to stop here. Feel free to take a screenshot and reach out via email or phone if you have any questions for me. And Ms. Warner, I'm not sure if there are any questions, but if not, I'll turn it back to you.
Yes, there are actually a couple of questions.
Wonderful.
How many, JT Richardson is asked, how many of the scholarships are renewable?
Wonderful question. All of the scholarships are renewable. So as they're presented, Posse, Achieve Atlanta, Bonner Scholars, all of those renew every year as long as you are still having a financial need. So if you win the lotto and you no longer need scholarships, they're not going to keep giving you the money. However, 2, you have to stay in academic standing. So satisfactory academic progress, or you'll see SAP. So that's going to be key to ensure that you have the academics necessary to stay at the school. So if you're failing out, they may put you on probation, and that could jeopardize your ability to keep the scholarship. But as long as you go back and renew, those scholarships are able to be renewed year after year. The Do Something Brick Awards, that is a one-time application.
Okay, there was another. Yes, another question from Shawnee Williams. For the Equitable Excellence Scholarship, can a junior student apply now?
That one is only for seniors. As I shared, it's open and closed in the fall. So when it's open and closed in the fall, it's the fall of your senior year. One thing I will suggest, and what I often have coached students on, is we save the questions that are asked. Most scholarships don't change the questions too often, but during, again, sophomore and junior year, we'll save those questions, and then we start essay writing now, so that by the time you become a senior, a fall of your senior year, your senior during that fall, you have a strong application and a strong essay that you can already start sending to different companies and to different scholarship programs.
All right, a couple of more have popped up.
Okay.
What are the scholarships only available for undergrad? And that is Esther Sabalo.
Great question. The only scholarship that I shared, and I know that there will be a slide shortly after this with a few more, The Mcdonald Scholarship, that is open to students who are returning throughout undergrad. You do not just have to be a high school student. And depending on the age of the student, they could qualify. So if your student or your child has gone to college early, or you have gone to college early, and let's say you are a 18-year-old sophomore, you could still qualify. And some of those where you're younger, most of them have a cutoff of 19 years of age. So as long as you're younger than that, you can apply as well, and then start the process of receiving funds throughout school.
Okay, thank you. Taylor has asked, what are all scholarships for seniors? So I guess senior only scholarships.
Great question. If you took a screenshot of the slide that was presented, on the right-hand side, it'll share the age range of who can apply. So whether it's up to 18, a senior only, anyone between the age range, again, 8 to 18, or as I think Esther, you might have said, asked, it may be that you're a high school student or already a college student and eligible. So definitely look through that slide information because it'll clarify there. But by all means, feel free to jump on those sites and understand a bit more about the application process and how it's applicable for you.
Okay, they're all popping up now, Ms. Hill, but that's good. We have some time.
Of course.
We have some time.
No problem.
All right, India Williams asks, if there is a school that I am targeting, should I contact that school for possible scholarship opportunities, and what other suggestions?
Great question. Yes, India. Especially when you're applying. Most schools won't give information like that until you've been accepted. So that's why it's very key to have that strong academics as well as a strong essay so that you can re-accept it and then have some negotiating power when talking to the financial aid office. There are things such as like named scholarships. So maybe at TSU, there's an Oprah Winfrey Scholarship because she's an alum there. In that regard, you would then be able to, as an accepted student to TSU, you may qualify for that Oprah Winfrey Scholarship and they may proactively tell you, or you can say, hey, I just got into TSU, I'm very interested in coming, but I need to be able to afford school. Are there any scholarships that you know of that I can apply of, or that given my background or interest, like your major, you would qualify for? And that's where named scholarships start to come into play, and those are specific to a particular school.
Okay. Bria asks, are there any scholarships freshmen can apply to?
Yes, Bria, definitely are. Like I said, do something, the BRIC Awards and the other awards, depending on where maybe you have a part-time job. Those are awards that you can apply to before you are a senior. Some schools and a lot of companies only offer those types of scholarships to seniors because it's most relevant for them at the time, since they are about to have to afford school and start school the following year.
All right. And Misha, this is the last question we have. Misha has asked, do I just look up the Do Something BRIC Awards? Is there a website I need to go to? And I think, did you put that up on your slide?
Great question, Misha. Oh, sorry, Ms. Warner?
No, I was wondering, did you have that on your slide? Was that on the slide?
No, I gave the names of them because every year the website has changed and I've provided links previously and then they click on them and they don't work. So rather than that level of confusion, yes, Misha, great question. Just all of the titles of the scholarships that you have are exactly as they appear on the website. By simply just Googling them and putting them into a search, you can actually pull them up and learn more about the website, learn more about the scholarship through the website, so that you can have a better understanding of how you, your family, and others you know can start applying to those scholarships now.
All righty, those are all the questions we have for you, Ms. Hill.
Thank you very much, Ms. Warner, and it was wonderful seeing you all. Congratulations and good luck winning the rest of the prizes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hill. This information was awesome. And I know, it's appreciated for you sharing the information because it's so important for us to be proactive about these scholarships. We will now have Ms. Joanne Crawford share with us some additional scholarship opportunities for our students. I apologize, Miss Joanne Fuller will be sharing with us.
You see me smiling, Miss Lassine. It's all good, girl. It's all good. Joanna Fuller Crawford is my daughter, for those of you that don't know. So what I did before we found this illustrious Miss Raquel Hill, we went on to the internet, and you all can do this independently yourself. And we Googled scholarships specifically for African American students. So again, you can take a picture of this. The criteria is not listed here, so you have to do the research yourself. But there's the first one is the National Black Nurses Association, and they have a range from $500 to $10,000. The second is the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, and that has an average of $3,100 per student, and notice per semester. So you can get that award your first semester, and you can get it your second semester. The Ron Brown Scholar Program Scholarship, $40,000 over a 4-year period. The National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Clubs, they have a $5,000 to $2,000 scholarship. And of course, we know about all of us should know about the NAACP scholarship because it's been around for quite a while. They also have a varied range of financial side of that is Weldon Johnson Scholarship for everyone. So, and then the Union Negro Scholarship has been around for quite some time. It's available. And of course, don't forget the local scholarships for our Georgia students, the Hope and Zell Miller scholarships. And if you're not familiar with going to see your counselor to see if you qualify. If you're not a junior or a senior, you your junior or senior year, and they say, hey, you're not eligible because of this, that, to as many scholarships and we had a student from West High School who got a scholarship, got some for 500, she got some for 100 for numerous scholarships. And she made the news here in the state of Georgia. So don't limit yourself. Don't apply for one scholarship and say, hey, this is going to carry me. Apply for all, take all the money you can get and run with it and do good with it. I wish you the best. And with that, I'll turn it over to Miss Stephanie.
Thank you, Mrs. Fuller. This was a great insight for those of you. Of course, this is one of the largest aspects of attending an institution, right? It has to be paid for. So thank you both for sharing some information on how to get free money in an effort to do so to fund your college education. Keep in mind that once as a student, you your parents complete the FAFSA, or whomever your guardian is, completes that information, it will be returned to you with the estimate that be your family contribution. Once that is returned, if the school is one that we'll consider somewhat relatively expensive in the scheme of things, for example, Spelman or Morehouse, it may say that your family contribution is over 3/4 of the cost of that school, saying that's what they estimate based on the information that has been inputted into your documents that your family can contribute to your financing of that education. At that time, whatever that amount is, you are responsible for that amount. When school starts, about 30 days out, you will receive your invoice. That invoice that your parents, your guardian receives has to be paid prior to you, or arrangements have to be made prior to you stepping foot or entering that institution virtually, if that's the case. The payment arrangements, from my understanding, for anyone who exercises those at most institutions, those are not negotiable. There is typically about I think about 3/4 of the money is due up front, and then the rest can be arranged over a 60 or 90-day period, don't quote me. But so that's how the monies work. So it's not a lot of playtime. You got to go ahead and get all the monies that you're going to need to go to school as quickly as you can. We encourage you to do it early. We'd be remiss not to share our own scholarship, the Robbie Clark Scholarship, for those of you that are seniors. That information will be available between about the end of February, beginning of March, for you to make application for that. We generally send it to all of our South Fulton institutions because that's where eligibility is based. It's where you reside or where you go to school, and it has to be in the South Fulton area. And so you can apply to that. And we annually give anywhere from 20 to upwards of 35K distributed over multiple students based on the criteria. Additionally, please take advantage of your church scholarships. Find out early what the church asks you to do. Some of these churches are by no means shabby, right? Some of them give $1,000, $1,500 that will help in the reduction of those costs and give you free monies. Even more, every sorority and fraternity that are part of all of us as the Divine Nine, we all give scholarships locally. The Omegas give scholarships, the Deltas give scholarships. Begin looking at what they did in 2019, I would encourage you, because that will probably be the same criteria for 2020. See what they're asking you to do. I know the Delta Scholarship was upwards of $5,000. That's a nice chunk taken off. So all of the Greek organizations, you go on there, you can look through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter even, and see where they're offering their scholarships for students. So college is pricey and it's fast. And you want to have all the money on the front end that you can possibly have, because these schools don't play. If your parents are going to do a 401k, that money has to be not in wait, but it has to be ready to be paid out, or via credit card, or whatever the case may be. So we like to share that as we have mentoring programs for our teens, and we disseminate that information to them. We want to make sure that everyone is privy to that, and we hope that you will share it. Again, the sororities and fraternities, your church, other churches. Sometimes they say you have to be a tithing member. Sometimes they're generous to the community. Go for it. You'd be surprised how many people don't. Also, CapEx, CAPPEX. Fabulous site, allows you to set up a profile and gives you individualized scholarships that you can apply for that may not be as competitive as the national scholarships that are out there. And lastly, I would encourage any student that's a senior here to contact their top schools and see where a majority of the scholarships come from. Schools have to release that information. So if you call the financial office or text them, or whatever their methodology is, some of them have a text messaging service, some of them allow you to email, and just simply ask, where do a lot of your scholars in the last 2 to 3 years get scholarships from? That's always great to know, especially if it's local, right? So you want to, free money is the best money. We want you to avoid student loans. We really encourage you to put that effort forth. You have to be very organized with scholarships. You have to know what, put a plan in place and execute that plan. So again, thank you both for sharing that. Please also don't forget to try, especially with the virtual environment, Look for any opportunities that are out there to be a mentee in a program. There are programs out there that will pay for students to do all kinds of things, study abroad, go across country to different corporations and things of that nature. I know the National Black MBA Association has a program called Leaders of Tomorrow. Leaders of Tomorrow is a phenomenal program that allows students who have an interest in business to take advantage of so many of the resources that the Black MBA Association has. They even send their students for a business competition in another state. So take advantage of those. If the applications are still available, find everyone that you can. They oftentimes give hefty scholarships at the end of your tenure if you're an active member of those mentoring programs. So we just wanted to make sure that we again alerted you that we have a scholarship that we hope you'll take pride in applying to when the opportunity presents itself, as well as those of any other chapters or local organizations or national with EAF for AKA, which is our Educational Advancement Fund. There's a list of scholarships there as well. You can go to aka1908.com. I think I can't remember the EAF. I think it's EAF.org. Someone correct me and put it in the chat, where you can get scholarship information from there as well. So it's that time, because when you hear my voice now, it should trigger money is on the line. So let's see what we have, some goodies. I hope you were paying attention, because the next opportunity to win some cash, get those keyboard fingers ready, you know the spiel. I hope you were watching the video, ladies and gentlemen, that band compilation video. I need to know 4 schools that were represented in that video. Give me 4 schools that were represented in the video. Hope you were watching. See, it's what college is all about. You never know when an opportunity is going to present itself. Success is when opportunity meets preparation, right? So be prepared for any question that could come up. Who do we have first, ladies, in the chat? I'm looking.
So
they're struggling.
Deidre, can you? No. Deidre, if you can help me too. So this was the drum major video, Stephanie, Miss Jones. That's correct. Mrs. Jones. Okay.
The drum major video.
Drum major video. Okay. We have, so Kenneth Winfrey put Southern, FAMU, JSU, and CAU. I didn't see CAU. Okay.
No CAU.
TSU, Southern, Prairie View, and ASU.
TSU, ASU, and I didn't hear your other 2.
TSU, Southern, Prairie View, and ASU.
You got it.
Okay, that is Carson Dobbins. Carson,
congratulations, Carson.
Carson Dobbins.
That's a $10 Cash App prize going to you. You know the routine by now.
Carson.
Please put your Cash App or PayPal information in the chat. Carson, congratulations to Carson for the attentiveness. We appreciate all of those. You gotta be faster with those keyboard fingers. So the next entry for a Cash App prize is, listen carefully to the question, ladies and gentlemen. Can I attend any school to receive a Posse Scholarship? So yes or no. Can I attend any scholarship? I'm seeing them. Look at this. Look, they're faster. I can't keep up.
Ooh, all right.
Who do we have, Mrs. Warner? Because it looks like we have about 60 entries here.
Jazara VC said no. The first person to say no.
No.
Can we have Jazara say say where you have to go? Is that another question, Miss Jones?
She can, if she knows what the schools are. I can't say I know all the schools. So
Okay,
Mrs.
okay, no
Hill was
problem.
on. I'm sure she is versed in all the schools. I know a few. Texas A&M. Who else? Mrs. Hill, help me out here. Okay.
Oops,
She might be.
sorry, still had it on mute. Can you hear me now?
We can.
All right, so we have Agnes Scott. I had to quickly pull it up because I don't have it memorized either. So 1 second. We have Agnes Scott, so you all know that's here in Atlanta, in Decatur, Babson College, Bard College, Boston University, Brandeis University, Bryn Mawr College, Bucknell University, Carleton College, Case Western Reserve University, Center College, Colby College, Connecticut College, Cornell University, Dartmouth College, Davidson College, Denison University, DePauw University, Dickinson College, Franklin and Marshall, Hamilton College, Hobart and William Smith Colleges, Illinois Wesleyan University, Kalamazoo, Lafayette, Lawrence University, Lehigh University, Lewis and Clark College, Middlebury College, Mount Holyoke University, Northwestern University, Oberlin College, Pepperdine University, Pomona College, Sewanee, Smith, St. Olaf, Syracuse University, Texas A&M, the College of Worcester, George Washington University, the University of Texas at Austin, Trinity College, Tulane University, Union College, University of California, Berkeley, University of Chicago, University of Michigan, University of Notre Dame, University of Puget Sound, University of Rochester, University of Virginia, University of Wisconsin-Madison, Vanderbilt University, Vassar College, Villanova University, Wellesley College, Wesleyan University, and Wheaton. And so I did see the question pop up, so I will proactively name it. Posse does not have that many, or I don't think any, HBCU specific partnerships, which is why I also named the Bonner Scholars Program, because that one has quite a few HBCU schools that will also honor the scholarship and pay throughout your experience at school.
Thank
Yay.
you.
Great question. That's all I have for now, but I will be back.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Jones, and also Mrs. Joanne Fuller for the information that you shared. We have some extremely exciting opportunities for scholarships. And, I think as everyone has shared before, it requires some work, right? You have to do your diligence, you have to look, but there's scholarships in a lot of areas. If you have a specialty that you think, I like engineering, I like STEM, search for scholarships specific to the areas that you like. I see a question in the chat around STEM. Ms. Warner, if you don't mind me addressing that, but there are a number of STEM-based scholarships around. I know local to Atlanta, Women in Technology is an organization. They have a number of resources on their website around STEM and STEM-based programs, as well as a STEM scholarship. I think theirs is $10,000. Don't off the top of my head know the criteria, but Women in Technology Atlanta is one. If you're in STEM, you can research STEM-based scholarships and you will see a number of specific private enterprise scholarships as well. So I jokingly say to my daughter at times, there are things that date me. When I was coming up, we didn't have the internet available to do all this scholarship research, but now you have this amazing tool at your disposal, and definitely take advantage of the tools that are out there, but search these specific scholarships, and you will be surprised at how much is out there for your taking. With that, I think this is the point in our program where we're going to spend some time talking about study skills, stress management, the SAT versus ACT, and how to explore your goals. And so with that, Ms. Raquel Outland is going to take us through that. And hopefully you have your notepad ready, because she's going to share some really important information, because we know you don't just show up on the scene, and we know you don't just, get into college. There's a lot of work that comes with that. And there's a lot of prep work around taking the standardized test. And there's a lot of stress that might come with that. So without further ado, Ms. Outland, look forward to hearing from you.
Good afternoon, students. I hope everyone's doing well. A basic question we want to ask our students is, how many of you were taught how to study for your classes? Today, let's take a moment to discuss study skill tips. So we want to first establish a study routine, and this means creating a master schedule to use so you can block off time for you to work on your assignments. This will help you to prioritize and provide a structure to help you stay on track and recognize when your due dates are. It's encouraged that you use different colors for each subject so that you can follow the schedule easily and quickly. Use an agenda. Yeah, in high school, agendas are not mandatory, but strongly encouraged. Look ahead to all upcoming assignments and record the due dates on your agenda. Now remember that agenda is your calendar. So use your calendar, your agenda, to schedule your TV time, your computer time. And this will help you to avoid the trap of wasting time and wasting hours. Take note, does everyone have a computer, a digital device, a computer or a tablet? If not, then contact your local school or your local library. There are resources available to assist you. Create a dedicated study area. Between the cell phone, social media, friends, there are a lot of activities that can distract you from your schoolwork. When it's time to cut the TV off and the cell phone off, make sure you just sign out. Anytime, anything on the master schedule, you should definitely dedicate to that time where you're actually studying. Stay working on assignments and start working on those assignments early. That's good time management study skills. That means not starting the day before when it's due. Plan your week to review upcoming assignments and tests, and then add that information to your master schedule, your schedule and your agenda. Schedule time to start working well before the due date so that you aren't scrambling trying to meet that due date. If there's a huge or several huge project plans that are coming up that you have to turn in, it's very important that you create that plan. It can be overwhelming if you run out of time. So poor time management is questionable. Break down those assignments into smaller chunks and create separate due dates. This will encourage you to plan ahead and work on those assignments early. Work on one thing at a time. It might seem easy to just multitask different things that you're trying to do, splitting your attention between, but it's not the most effective thing to do. You should work on one task at a time, giving it your full attention. Focusing on one task will help you complete it more efficiently as well as effectively. Study in smaller bursts, like 30 minutes on your schoolwork, with a 5-minute break to recharge yourself. Trying to work on one thing for too long, actually, your mind will wander. So take those short breaks and it'll give your brain a chance to recharge. Make studying a priority. Start early in the morning on assignments or right after school. Review your agenda and your master schedule and find out what needs to be completed and start early. Waiting will cause you to procrastinate and cause extenuating stress. Set specific study goals. By setting this every day, you're able to identify, well, I have to turn in this book report, or I need to work on these math problems. The agenda and master schedule will help you plan daily for your goals so that you can complete them on time. When studying information, you study for retention purposes. Don't stop at reading. Write down what you learn. Active learning helps you to improve retention and understanding, whether you're writing it out or typing it out. You can make the flashcards, write chapter reviews, create an outline, whatever it is that works well for you. Quiz yourself. You want that information to stick. Look for the practice tests and discussion questions for each chapter that you read. Another way to quiz yourself is to ask a friend or a parent or a pet to just listen to you without reading the information. Yeah, change of scenery. Sometimes that really helps with retention. If you're feeling like you're unfocused or unmotivated or just plain bored with the information, change your scenery, maybe a library or a park or even a coffee shop. Take care of your body and your mind. Healthy sleep habits such as exercise and balanced diet will boost your memory and brain function. Studying is the most effective when you have good studying and sleep habits. Get that 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night and put it in your master schedule. This will help you cut out unnecessary procrastination and know exactly what it is you need to do. Now, let's talk about stress management tips. Students, please take a moment to inwardly reflect on the following questions as they relate to your own personal thoughts, emotions, feelings. How is school going for you this year? How are you completing school this semester? Is it virtual learning, hybrid learning, in school? What are your thoughts about COVID-19? Does anyone feel extra stressed this year? Well, if so, who is it that you talk to about your problems, your concerns? Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a counselor, maybe it's a parent, a coach, a therapist. Two important terms we want to talk about are stress and resiliency. So what is your definition of stress? Well, stress is a normal part of both physical and emotional to life events. As a beneficial influence, stress can lead to growth and change. It can be more motivating, helping you to be more aware of your surroundings, encouraging you to take action and prepare for the future. What is resiliency? Well, it's the ability to adapt, adjust, and change to any difficult situation or obstacles that occur in your life. The ability to move forward with a positive perspective. What ways do you feel that you have been resilient in 2020? Some stress management tips. Keep in mind that stress isn't a bad thing. Stress motivates us to work towards solving our problems. It's important to reframe your thoughts, to view stress as acceptable, an emotion, and as a tool. The goal is to manage your stress, not to eliminate it. Talk about your problems even if they won't be solved. Talking about stressors, even if you can't solve them, does release hormones in your body to reduce the negative feelings associated with stress. Prioritize your responsibilities. Quickly knocking out the small tasks will clear up your mind and to focus on the larger responsibilities you have. Focus on the basics, and that's eating well, keeping a healthy sleep schedule, exercising, and just other forms of self-care. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you create a balance between time and energy in several areas, and this includes your schoolwork, your family, friendships, and personal hobbies. Set aside time for yourself. Personal time is so very important, so you can relax, have fun without any interruptions. Keep this in perspective. Writing down your stressors is healthy. Just write it down. Journal about what's going on. Write down what's happening to you. That's very important. So with everything that we've discussed about stress, if you feel that you do not have someone to talk to, then I would love for you to reach out to me privately. Again, my name is Miss Raquel Outland, and my contact number is 470-400-5885. 5913. Miss Raquel Outland, 470-400, 5913. Now, let's switch gears. Let's talk about SAT, ACT. Juniors and seniors, make note, the University of Georgia has waived SAT and ACT requirements for students applying for fall 2021. Wow. However, please know that some scholarships, including Georgia Zell Miller Scholarship and out-of-state scholarships, may require SAT testing scores to be eligible. Please directly contact the college or university you are applying to verify if you do not need to submit your scores. Registration for SAT, SATcollegeboard.org, registration for ACT, ACTstudent.org. So let's talk about some key differences. Well, the SAT, as you're looking at the chart as I am, there are fewer geometry questions, more time per question. There are 2 sections of math, no calculator, and the calculator section. For the ACT, on the other side, lots of geometry. It's fast-paced and a tougher science section. The SAT, well, the timing is roughly around 3 hours. With the SAT as well, there are 2 big sections. There's the evidence-based reading, the writing, and the math. You can earn a score as high as 1,600. When you're looking at the SAT, there are, for the actual assessment, the reading is 65 minutes, the writing 35 minutes, and then the sections for the math with the no calculator, 25 minutes, and then with the calculator for the math, 55 minutes. The writing, of course, that's the optional piece. Now with the ACT, the timing is 2 hours and 55 minutes. With the ACT, there are 4 sections we're looking at: English, mathematics, reading, and science. The highest you can make with the ACT is that 36. So for the reading, we're looking at 35 minutes. For English, 45 minutes. For math, 60 minutes. And for science, 35 minutes. With the math section of the SAT, there's 53 questions, 2 sections, and a total of 80 minutes. So per question, you have about 83 seconds. Now with the ACT, there's that math section as well, about 60 questions. There's 1 section, 60 minutes, and you get about 60 seconds per question. The reading for the SAT, section, it's 65 minutes, and we're looking at 52 questions, about the time of 75 seconds per minute, and then there's a vocabulary small section as well. With the ACT reading, 40 questions, about 35 minutes, 53 seconds per question, and vocabulary is about 8%. Now with the ACT, there are no graphs and charts, only in that science area. And with the SAT, where there are graphs and charts in several of the passages. Now for the ACT, the science section, there are 40 questions, about 35 minutes for the test, and it's evaluating different areas. Remember that the ACT writing section is only optional, and you will have to pay more for that information to take that part of the test. Some study guide information you want to jot down as far as the SAT, ACT. KSU, which is Kennesaw State University, they have SAT, ACT prep classes online and attending there. There's the My Connection, Contest Prep, Khan Academy, Sylvan Learning, Georgia Futures, Method Test Prep. The last section, which is your homework today, I want you to take home with you is the goals exploration. Now with the goals exploration, this is a meaningful activity because it gives you direction as you're moving forward in your life. You will highlight the most important values, and it will give you a sense of purpose. So in this activity, you think about your goals in 7 different areas. And in those areas, the concentration are social, career, physical, family, leisure, personality, and other. And the goals are set up in different goal setting time spans, 1 month, 1 year, and 5 years. Now I will give the mic back over to Mrs. Warren.
I will actually turn it over. Is Ms. Lassane still here? Ms. Lassane, are you still here? If not, let's see. I see Ms. Williams, Ms. Shawnee Williams, thank you, has said that they need the ACT and SAT science slide again, I think. Are we able to go back to that? I know we have a little bit of time, if we're able to. Thank you, Mrs. Outland, for your information. It was very timely. Thank you so much.
Yes, we have time to go back.
Okay, so if we can get the science slide up. Let's see, math. I think we can maybe move forward. Was there a science slide, Ms. Outland? I think I saw reading and math.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is one. It's on the SAT, there's a 58, and the next one has a 60 on it, and it says number. I think that's it. But it's not one specifically for science.
Okay, so maybe it's the ACT versus SAT slide. That was the very first one.
It's just one that breaks.
The ACT versus SAT, maybe the very, very first one. Yeah, because we don't have a science one.
Yeah, the one that says key differences.
Okay, so Ms. Williams said she thank you. She got all of them. I see Ms. McNair has asked if the document can be shared. We are going to discuss as a committee how we'll be able to get some of this information to you all. And then we will try to have that information by the end of the lunch and learn today. So we'll try to talk through that and see how we may be able to get some of this information to you all. All righty. Correct. Thank you all. Thank you all. All righty. So I think it's time for our grand prize. Is that what, do I hear a cha-ching, cha-ching? Yes. We're ready for our grand prize.
We are all about the prizes for the students, awarding them, showing our appreciation for them spending the afternoon with us. Mrs. Fuller, did you want to add something before not the grand prize just yet. Take it away so they can't see. Okay, take it away. We got a few more smaller prizes to give out before the grand one.
Okay.
So hold on tight to your seats because that grand prize is gonna be worth your time. Mrs. Fuller, were you about to say something?
Yes, to the students, I forgot to add the most important scholarship to me is my mother's scholarship. My mother's scholarship is A as in apple, V as in Victor, W as in walk, S as in Sam, F as in Frank. That scholarship is special to me because it is named after my mother, Anna V. Waters, and that scholarship is only eligible for C students. If you got a 3.0, you're not eligible for this scholarship. But we award the scholarship because C students are so often overlooked. The C students have potential just like a B or an A student. And look at me, I'm a product of a C student. The founder of my mother's award scholarship is a C student. My oldest sister was an A student, so she was, she was pretty smart. But as it trickled down, we were C students. Scholarships to C, $2,000 to $5,000. And in addition to that, you are eligible for that scholarship year after year after year until you graduate from the four-year university. The only requirement is that you are in good standing and you maintain a C average. So if you drop to a 1.9 and you come back, you cannot apply for it. The scholarship is open now, so go on and apply, and then we will be looking at applications. We've only had 2 students from the state of Georgia that were awarded that scholarship. So my goal is to have more students get that scholarship because this is my home now. And with that, so Ms. Stephanie, I'm finished. Thank you.
Well, and Mrs. Jones, before you begin, Mrs. Fuller, there was a question, if you could repeat the scholarship name, or if you want to put it in the chat again. And another question came, do the students have to be residents of Georgia? So if you can, uh-oh, is she frozen?
Where in the country? Our goal is to expand my mother's scholarship. The first 2 years, it was strictly for Baltimore. But then we decided to expand it because I'm in Georgia. We have a sister in North Carolina. We have a brother in Texas, and we have relatives in Pennsylvania. So we want to expand that scholarship. And let me add, my nephew is Ta-Nehisi Coates. He's a writer, a famed writer. You might want to start reading his books. He wrote a book called Beyond the World and Me, and it's the history of his life on Howard University's campus in DC. And I'll put that in the chat as well.
Thank you, Ms. Fuller. I think, go ahead. I think Ms. Jones, I think we're ready for you now.
Yes.
All right, I think there was one more. Mrs. Warner,
It was a question about what the scholarship name was, and I think Ms. Fuller is going to put that in the chat now. Okay. Do the students have to be residents of Georgia? I think Ms. Fuller answered that, but she went out for a second. So if you can, okay. So the information for the name of the scholarship is in the chat now. Mrs. Fuller, again, do the students have to be residents of Georgia? Because you went out a little bit.
No, they don't have to be residents of Georgia. They can live anywhere in the United States. The only requirement is that they are a C student.
Thank you.
And I forgot to put my mother's name up here. I'll go back and put it in, okay?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fuller. Mrs. Jones, it's on you.
All right, all right. I have another prize, everyone. Cash money. And the question, you know the routine. I don't have to tell you to get those keyboard fingers ready. Or phone fingers, I guess, huh? Let me know what the SAT score band is. What is the SAT score band? Who do we have? Look at that. Look at that engagement. So glad to know. You can't know how to get the highest score if you don't know what it is. I love it.
All right. We have Devin who says 400 to 1600.
All right.
All right. Devin S.
All right.
All
Congratulations to Devin.
Congratulations.
Now, Mrs. Warner, do we have everyone's Cash App already? Where are we?
So thank you for that question, because I was going to ask. So I believe, and I was trying to communicate with Ms. Williams in the chat, but privately, Shawnee Williams, Shanae, SHONEE Williams, are you a parent or a student? And you can answer in the chat if you don't want to take. You're on mute if you're trying to converse with us. You're on mute. Oh, okay, all right. A parent of Leah Jones, who's a student. So Shawnee Jones was the second winner, but are we for students or parents? Are we allowing the parents for the students? We just need to determine that.
Well, it's designated for the students. Okay. So if you're so lucky as someone answers on your behalf, you get to win the prize.
Oh, okay, because we had a second winner that was actually a student that answered. So I just want to
Okay,
make
we
sure
can, okay, I didn't know that. So we're gonna
allow the
transition that
student.
to the student.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
to
right,
be
okay,
fair,
thank
just to be
you.
fair.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so Marlon, you answered the question about the number of HBCUs. You answered that correctly. So Marlon, if you can please send me your Cash App privately, and thank you, Devin, for sending me yours. So Marlon, if you're still here, please send me, and I see Marlon still here. Please, Marlon, send me your Cash App privately. Thank you, Mrs. Jones.
All right, we got Marlon and Devin. All right, congrats to them. Now we have another one before the grand prize. This one really wasn't talked about, but let's just see what our students know, ladies. Give us a professional school that's an HBCU. Professional school meaning a medical school, a law school. Give us one that is,
All
all
right.
right, we're getting a ton.
So there were a few answers that came in that said Howard and FAMU. Now, they do have law schools, they do have medical schools, but Meharry was the actual correct answer, and that comes from India Williams, Meharry Medical School. And for those that may not know, or who, let's see, do you know where Meharry is? You know, I'm trying to get that extra, get some
I
extra
love it. That's
points
what
in
we
here.
do.
That's right. Where's my, very good, India, very good. Nashville, Tennessee, very, very, very good. All right, so India, please send me your Cash App. Carson, I did receive yours, thank you. All right.
Thank you, Mrs. Warner. So she's capturing everyone's information. And again, we will get your Cash App, PayPal, or however you need your monies disseminated to you. If you don't have either one of those applications, then we will definitely make sure we make other arrangements. So.
Okay, so really quickly, I do apologize.
No
so
problem.
Marlon has just said that they are a parent as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to look to the next student on the roll that answered the question about the number of HBCUs. Thank you all for being truthful on letting us know who is the parent or who is the student. So I will come back towards the end once I go through the chat for the very first. And again, students, if you won, only those who have won, please send me your Cash App, not those that did not just anyone, okay? Okay, so India again is a parent. All right, parents. So if we can just make sure, and I know Ms. Jones is gonna say this too, make sure we want the students to be able to answer, okay? We are glad that you all know, of course, but we want the students to be able to answer, all right? If we can, please, we would like for our students to be able to answer to see if they are listening. We appreciate you all knowing it as well. So we may have to have, and India is a graduate of Meharry, so. So we may have to ask another question, Ms. Jones, because we didn't have a Meharry response.
All right. Well, that works. If we're not going to go with that one, okay. At the beginning of the presentation, Mrs. Bullock mentioned that many of the HBCUs till today have a main profession that they educate individuals in. I don't know if I'm asking that right, but what was the profession that she mentioned that many HBCUs continue to this day training students in? Y'all were this group is sharp. We hope to see you back at all things that we host for our teens in this area, because this group is on it.
All righty, so we see business, we see agriculture, and we see education.
Education.
All righty. So Cheryl Fields. Cheryl Fields is the first. Are we a parent? Are we a student? Let's see. Cheryl Fields. Are we a parent? Are we a student? Please respond if you can in the chat.
I see Cheryl fixing her camera. It looks like she's trying to get it on her student. And we got to give it up for Mrs. Warner. She is holding it down, monitoring that chat. Okay, that's that CAU education. That's that Clark Atlanta University.
All righty. So, Devin.
Find a way or make one. Yes, CAU.
That's
Don't
right.
make me do the chant, right? Don't make us.
Sanai.
Okay.
Sanai Harris. All right, Sanai, can you just say something really quickly for us?
Yes.
All right, Sanai. Okay, there we go. Sanai. All right. Sanai, we're going to give it to Sanai.
All right. Uh-oh, Cheryl's coming. She's got her student.
Okay, I need to see the student. Come on, we got to see.
I answered the question. He typed it in.
Okay, all righty. Okay, gotcha. So let's say here, because I know there was India Williams as well. So we know that there may be some that are under their parents' logins, and that's fine. If we can see by video that your student is there, that will help us. Okay, we want to see that your student is there, so that way the parents are not answering and the student is somewhere else. We want to make sure that the student is right there. That would help us tremendously. All right, so Cheryl, we see India. India, I'm sorry, the mother. Did your daughter respond, or did you type it in with the Mahari? Because I know you graduated. Okay, all right, okay. Thank you all. All right, so we have India. We'll do Cheryl and Sanai. We'll go ahead and do those three, Ms. Jones, since we'll go ahead and do those three.
So we'll make sure we capture their Cash App information.
Yes,
again,
please,
if
those three, send me the students' Cash App. Thank you all. You all are doing a great job in answering these questions. Mrs. Jones.
And make sure that you triple check. We cannot be responsible if you inserted it wrong. It's COVID-19. We want to make sure that we send it to the right person, because we know whomever we send it someone wrong, they are not going to send it back to us. So please make sure that information is accurate. We are getting ready, and I don't know, Mrs. Fuller, if you want to, before we do our grand prize question quiz, if you wanted to, did I lose her? Do something, oh, there you are. Before we do that with Q&A, or do you want me to go? Okay, I will go for it. At this time, we will have our grand prize quiz. Who is showing it early? Mrs. Dixon. Mrs. Dixon. We got to give them the rules so it's fair for everyone. This is worth $25. So who couldn't use $25? Get ready, get ready. The way this will work is you will have to answer every question. It will need to, if you don't follow instructions, you're out automatically. Every answer has to be numbered. So for 1 through 6, you will need to number your answers, and you will need to insert them. Who is putting numbers in the chat already? Because we're not. The ambition.
We have some wise students.
Wow.
So you're gonna put the screen up that had who saw the question already. See, Mrs. Dixon saw the. Oh, I'm gonna have to throw in a bonus question at the end to trip them up. But to trip them up. Us AKAs, you can't get over on us. We figure it all out, don't we, Mrs. Howard?
Mrs.
Barnett. Edwards. So now we're gonna have to add a bonus question to that. So let's start with the bonus question, and then the screen will appear after I ask the bonus question. The screen will appear with the quiz. So the bonus question, so you can pick BQ or B as your period, and then the answer, and then we'll go into the six. The bonus question is, where was Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated founded? On what HBC? Okay, this, you got to wait. You exclude it. If you don't wait to get all the questions, because you don't put in one at a time, you got to wait all the questions. So you're going to have a total of 7 answers as part of your chat answer. There's 6 questions and then a bonus question. The bonus question is first, and then you'll have 6 answers from there. Okay, so it should be 7 answers in your chat response. So the question was, on what campus, what school's campus was Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated founded? And now we'll turn it over to the Mrs. Dixon, the questions for the quiz. Again, you should have 7 answers. If you don't have 7 answers in one chat, you're disqualified. You have exactly 2 minutes. There should be 7 answers in your chat response.
And you must number your answers. If you don't number your answers, you're going to be disqualified.
Remember, we need 7 answers. So as I am reading, or as Ms. Caldwell is reading, helping me, we need to see 7 answers. So you'll have to retype it all in one. Okay.
I see JT Richardson may have it. It's going so fast.
Okay.
Alabama, North Carolina, A&T. What is the name of it? 4, 5, 5.
Okay. Okay.
And we're looking for accuracy.
So JT Richardson, you think, Ms. Caldwell?
Yep. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Howard, 1 Pennsylvania, 2 Alabama, 3 North Carolina A&T, 4 Black College App.
They're all correct.
Quick. Mine's moving. Oh gosh.
Yeah, no, I see it. I got it. Savannah State, Fort Valley, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. JT. Yep, we have a winner. Now, wait, sorry.
JT, what year are you in school?
I have a.
I'm sorry.
So I have a question. Question 1, are we looking for a year or a state?
That's a good one. It was, we're looking for the state.
Okay.
Because we didn't put the year on the presentation, if they remember. So see, that's accuracy.
Yeah. So the year, was the year there, Ms. Bullock?
I gave it to them.
She verbally gave it to them.
Okay, so then for that reason, then Hannah has it. Hannah Houston. Hannah Houston has it.
Okay.
Wait, I thought, okay.
That's correct.
Okay, I read it as a state. So
but right. No, that's fine. I understand. But it
Gotcha.
could be a state or a year. It could be either or.
So she got it first.
So yeah, Hannah received it first.
Gotcha.
Yep, Hannah Hudson. Hannah Hudson.
Is she showing her face?
We would like to see your face, Hannah.
1911.
I'm here.
Where?
Hi, Miss Fuller.
Oh, that was actually Miss Warner. Miss Warner said that, but it's okay. That's Warner said that.
I see her.
Congratulations on behalf of all of us here at the Tau Epsilon Omega. We are proud of all of the students, but a special congratulations to Hannah for answering our grand prize quiz with all 7 of the correct answers. That is awesome.
All right.
They're trying to get technical. That's what we love. We love the competition. Cheney University.
That's right.
She said Cheney.
All right.
Someone wants the answers again, Mrs. Warner, if you go over the answers.
Okay. So let me ask this question, Mrs. Bullock. The year that you gave for Cheney was what?
1837.
Okay, so okay, so there we go. All right, so Hannah gave a different answer for that. Yes. All right, so if we then go to the state, then it goes back to JT Richardson. So we need to determine, yes. So if we go back to the state, it's JT Richardson. Okay.
Sorry.
We want to make sure that everybody, yes, Ms. Fuller, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Warner. Look at Nakaya. She has 1837.
So are we but I need to know if we're doing state or we're doing year, because it could read either way.
Right, so that's the question.
So in all fairness, if you really, if us as college educated women, if we really wanted to be fair, it would be just the state, because we're referring to Cheney University, right? So it was founded in what state?
We didn't say that though.
And we didn't say, we weren't that particular, but it per the presentation and not verbal, right? Because some people can't hear. From what they saw physically, it would be what they read and what they could all read, which was universal content for everyone that was part of the audience, was what state it was in.
Yes, so we will then give it back to JT Richardson.
Very good.
Yep.
Thank you for clarity.
Clear.
All right.
I see you, JT.
JT, like, look here now. Give me my prize. All right,
Everyone
JT.
is a winner.
Everybody is. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we still need to give the answers. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ms. Williams. I'm sorry. So the answers, can we put that slide back up, please? Thank you. The first historically Black college and university. Cheney University was founded in Pennsylvania. What state has the most HBCUs? Alabama. Name the largest HBCU, North Carolina A&T State University. What is the name of the app that allows you to apply to over 57 HBCUs? The Black College app, or the Common Black College app. Name 5 HBCUs in Georgia. Clark Atlanta University, Spelman College, Morehouse College, Savannah State University, Fort Valley State University. You know, there are a few more. According to U.S. News and World Report, this is the #1 HBCU in the nation for 2020. That is Spelman College. And the bonus question, where was Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated founded? What institution? Howard University.
In Washington, D.C.
There are your answers.
Good job, everyone. And can you announce our winner, JT Richardson, one more time? We are proud of her and all of our winners. And students, before we leave and they give you the closing remarks, Can we just get a show of how many of you have visited one or more HBCUs on an official tour? Just jot your name in the chat really quickly or give us a thumbs up. We'd love to get an idea of how many of you have visited one or more on an official tour of an HBCU or HBCUs. This helps us in our data to know what we can do to help to expose students to the intricacies of HBCUs inside the walls.
Oh,
JT,
JT 6.
Oh, good.
JT, what year are you in school?
Tenth grade.
Oh my word!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I want to marching band, so we go a lot of places, stuff like that.
Oh, what school? What school?
Banneker High School. Banneker High School.
Oh yeah,
Yay!
Congratulations! Great job, Mom.
JT, you're gonna be so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr.
Great
Sam
job.
is a personal friend.
And if you haven't had the opportunity, whether it be because of your classification or you just haven't had the opportunity, fret not. We'll stay in contact, keep in contact with us. We do offer opportunities when our world goes back to some level of normalcy. We do offer on campus tours free of charge to the student and family. And we would love to allow some of you to have that opportunity, especially if you have not. Additionally, we'll be happy to put you in contact with others that may offer the same opportunities, whether free or at cost, so that again, that exposure to the HBCUs can be given and granted. So thank you that's my time, and thank you for playing.
Mrs. Warner, one of the parents wanted to know where we're located.
Oh,
There
I'm
it is.
sorry.
Oh, Mrs. Ward answered it.
Oh, okay. Oh, Mrs. Brown Ward answered the question. Thank you, Mrs. Edwards. We're located in East Point College Park. East Point College Park. And if I can, for just a second. So there, a parent, Miss Williams, the parent. We will be able to contact you to get the prize money to your daughter. So just because you don't have Cash App doesn't mean that she still won't win. So
Right.
we will, if you can send, I do believe you sent me your information, but if you can send it again, because there's a lot of information in the chat, but send it to me privately again, so that way I can provide, please, your email address and phone number, so that way we can connect with you. All right. If I can really quickly too, go back through all of the winners so I can make sure I have everybody's information. Leah
Mrs.
Crawford,
Warner,
I do have your
Mrs.
information.
Warner,
Yes,
excuse
I'm
me
sorry.
1 second. Before you do that, our Madam President has addressed the audience and is giving some more insight to how they can contact us and stay in touch with us. Mrs. Ward.
I was just passing the time. Please don't interrupt what you're doing. Please follow on your program and I'll come through when it's my turn.
Miss Brown Ward.
Oh, it is my turn.
Okay, yeah, I was just trying to collect the information but go ahead. Yes, by all means, go ahead. Miss Brown Ward, go ahead.
Thank you to everyone who took the time to spend with us this afternoon at our Lunch and Learn. I don't know about anybody else, but that was chock full of activities and I'm tired and need a nap now. The HBCU committee, thank you ladies so much for all that you've put in. You have shared a lot of valuable insight. We appreciate your expertise and the expertise of our guest speaker. So thank you for inviting her. I hope that all of our students were able to get something out of this, and parents, it seems like you all had a really good time too playing the games. So to keep in touch with us, you can follow us on social media. We are on Facebook as Tau Epsilon Omega Chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. We are on Instagram and Twitter as AKA TEO 1991. please follow us. We'll be posting all week long for HBCU Awareness Week. And then if you want to join us again next Saturday, we are having a voter education forum about using your voice in the 2020 election. So we'd love to see you here again at this exact same time next Saturday for that event. Thank you so much, and I will turn it back over to the HBCU committee.
Ms. Warner, you want to go down the list of winners before we close out?
Sure. Thank you. I have Leah Crawford, Marlon, Kenneth Winfrey's, Kenneth Winfrey, Jaron Johnson, I do have information, Carson Dobbins, Devin, Sanai Harris, please, Sanai, send your information one more time. I have India's information for student, Cheryl's information for their student, JT Richardson.
Very good. Thank you so much. I am the chairperson and co-chair for HBCU Target 1 and chairperson for the Lunch and Learn. I am moved and just totally thrilled with the level of scholars that we had on this chat, this Zoom today. You all exemplify our future, and we know based on what we saw today that you all are going to do great things. I want to thank all of the ladies that worked with the HBCU committee to make this happen. We love to do it face to face, but the comments in the chat are really blessing us. We have done our job. And so with that, we thank the Lord, and we thank the parents that are giving you the guidance and the withal to make sure that you all are on target and where you need to be. Again, piggybacking on Ms. Ward and Ms. Jones, we are available always. You can find us. We're all over East Point College Park. You see pink and green, say, hey. Don't act like you don't know us, but we are really pleased. And so, Ms. Ward, you want to give closing remarks, or are you finished? I think, did Ms. Ward leave us?
Yeah.
You all see her?
She had another engagement.
Okay, so with that, enjoy, take in what we've given you, and if you have any questions, again, reach out to us, and we'll see you all again, I promise. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Great job, team. Bye.
Bye.
Great job, everybody. Great day.
Bye.
Bye. Good job. Thanks, students and parents.
Thank you.
Soros, hang on for a sec if you can.
Okay.
Great job, T.O. My nephew learned so much.
Thank
you.
Who is that?
Natalie. I'm always multitasking and never camera ready.
That's okay.
Miss y'all. See you later.
Jerron, hang up, please. Jerron, hang up. Jerron, hang up. Thank you, Jerron. You know, you all.
Wait, hold on, Marlon. We have Marlon still here, and Nakia. Marlon and Nakia. Marlon and Nakia.
Yes.
Oh, we're done. Thank you so much for coming.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nakia. Nakaya.
Who's
okay?
host?
They probably walked away from their computer.
Who's host?
Jade is.
Okay, you can
remove
hang them up. You can remove them.
Hold on.
Come on, yes, so many of them.
Sure.
It won't let me.
You won't?
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything that I heard.
Okay, there. Okay, now Sora Grace and Sora Felicia.
I just put them back in the
Nice.
Okay, great. I want to start with Sora Grace. Sora Grace started off. We had our meeting and we went through the slides, and Sora Grace so graciously provided the format and the background and got us going on the technical side. And so Sora Grace, I can't see your face, but I want you to know that we are immensely grateful to the work that you put in those slides. You cut it in half, you fine-tuned it, you gave us a foundation to work with, and they were awesome. Are you working, Sora Grace?
Yes,
Oh, you're
ma'am.
out. But Sora Grace, I just want you to know how much we appreciate what you did. I don't want it to go unnoticed. And then Sora Jada picked up the baton and she ran with what Sora Grace did. And so that's why we're a team. We all work together and we all don't want accolades, you know, because we are a team and we do things together. The team that came together the last minute when the slides went out, and you all were just pointing to Sora Ray, Sora Gail. You all were just magnificent. Sora Felicia, your support. I just cannot thank TEO enough for what it is doing in the lives of these children, because you know, children are my heartbeat. Without them, I'm just in the bed, y'all, I tell you. But understand that I am forever grateful for all you all do. If I never say it, just know that I'm grateful. And Sora Ray, girl, you're the bomb.com. Girl.
I'm tired.
Girl, and guess what? The panel discussion is October.
I know it.
7th.
I know it.
And so I am letting Patrina know that you have been voluntold to manage the chat room. Okay?
How can I manage the chat room if I'm moderating? Oh, I can moderate and manage the chat room. That's the same thing almost. Okay, that's fine. But she asked me to moderate the panel.
Oh gosh, Sora Ray. Okay, Sora Ray, but Sora Ray, I'm in awe.
With that, thank you. But that moderator, that's usually kind of the job of the moderator too, is to kind of
look
at the chat.
I had someone else managing the chat room with you, but
that's fine. But that's usually yeah.
You handled it well.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to say something?
Girl, Joanne, you did an awesome job pulling us all together, putting the pieces together, whether it was voluntarily or we were voluntold. You pulled it all together.
I love you.
And we can see it was great. Look at the participation that we had, even though it was virtually. We really had a great participation, and more than likely, we probably got more of a participation if we had really been able to go, you know, in person.
Right.
That's right.
But I think we learned some things. I think we will learn our rules for if we have to do virtual again. It's inform the parents that we expect for the students to be the answers of the question.
Right.
And be there. I think we learned this is our first time.
Exactly.
And we need to see, you know, if they're answering, I need to see them. We need to see them on camera. You know, if they're typing in, if I call the name or whomever calls the name, we need to see that the student is there. Because that, you know, is because the parent could have easily answered and said, oh, my student is right here.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
and I venture to say that did happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because were wonderful. We give away great prizes.
Yep.
And so Stephanie always handled it well.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Dr. Stanford is a dear friend of mine at Banneker. He was at Woodland. You all might know him. He was a principal at Woodland meeting over there, and he's now the principal at Banneker. And so one of his students got our scholarship last year, our TEO scholarship, and then JT stepped up, and he's doing an awesome job over there. They're fighting COVID over there. They've had several incidences, so keep the students and everybody.
At Banneker?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
And so, and his wife is at a school, and COVID has come into that school with the teachers.
Oh no!
There, so we got to keep these teachers prayed up, and lay hands on them
for retirement.
Yes, girl, who you telling? But anyway, he is giving all the students that attended an HBCU T-shirt, and the teachers are giving the students some kind of incentive. So prayerfully, we're going to be able to get all the students that were on from Banneker and find out who they are and get the list to him. But it's been good, you all. I'm just real pleased. And I guess I better tell you all this because in case you haven't heard, I have a 5th grader living with me. Her mother is in the hospital, and she was coming for how long? I think 3 days at first, and I got word yesterday she's here for 2 weeks, and it might be stretching into 4 weeks. So if I seem frazzled and doing a lot of things, that my mind is on this 5th grader that I have to nurture and make sure work done and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Where is she in school?
She's at Brookview Elementary.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, and her mother, I've known her since she was in the 3rd grade. Her mother, we go to the same church, and her mother was not going into the hospital unless I was going to take her. And she has a brother, Jerron, that won. That's her brother. And so,
okay.
Staying with one of the ministers of the church, so they're separated. Okay. So y'all keep us prayed up.
Yeah.
I'm 71 years old, girl. I ain't had a little one around me. But anyway, thanks again. Okay, and I love you all dearly from the bottom of my heart.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Bye-bye.